So private label is a way to develop a customized formula, but you as the brand do not own that formula. You don't know the proprietary ins and outs of that formulation. That belongs to the CM or the chemist that you are working with. I think often, and I've worked with both. I've worked with, multi-million dollar brands that don't own their formulas. It's private label, but for reasons unique to them, that's what they're okay with. They're comfortable with that. Maybe it's because they actually don't really have any intention to sell the business. They're a legacy brand. They're not growing and scaling it because they're looking to exit within 3 to 5 years.
What do those actually mean when you're in the lab on the phone with chemists and prepping to build a new product?
So what you just described, in essence, accounts for like 80% of my time. So I think first and foremost, it starts with education, the founder side and the brand side. When someone asks for, I think you pop this down somewhere, when someone asks for, I want something with hyaluronic acid, say, right, okay, let's break that down. What format is this going in? What order of products are you going to use this in? Hyaluronic acid, it's all about what ingredients are appropriate for what product. That remains very, that's chemistry, but that's also physiology. That's about the anatomy and science of your skin and how they digest certain things. So there's a lot of education that goes in up front to make sure that, okay, when you ask for this, that's what this means. Because ultimately, I often joke that I think I'm a glorified translator because I speak C-suite, believe it or not. I speak C-suite, but I also speak chemistry and I also speak marketing. So I sort of sit at the intersection of all of these things, just making sure that we're driving the product development from A to B. And all I'll also say is that the devil is truly in the detail. This work is nothing but the details. You absolutely have to understand the overarching vision, but then how that dilutes down into even your ingredient decisions. Manufacture with us for 3 years, do X amount of units, which means that you have to give them X amount of POs, and we're going to ask for a 10K fee or 15 or 20 or 35. It really depends. So it could be all three, it could be one of those, it could be two of those. It really just depends. So that's private label with a view to ownership or none. You're just happy to have the lab own your formula, but you purchase it. It's almost like you license it from them. It's still yours. That lab is not going to use that formula for any other brand. It's your formula, exclusive to you, but you are licensing it, is essentially how that works. I think it's because Mercutio came onto the market from a classic misunderstanding of someone read a scientific paper, didn't really read it, pulled from it what they could use from a marketing perspective, and then that got sort of blown out of proportion and in its comparison to retinol. And in my perspective, there is no one-to-one replacement for retinol. I think the two most progressive, like, as I said, and I say progressive in terms of like perfected, engineered, going to like the least sensitivity, at least from like a somebody who's starting retinol and then continuing it. Retinaldehyde. I always joke that in my head, this one sounds like pina coladas. I can't even say it. It's called the trademark name is Gran Active Retinol. And it is a retinol ester.